Business travel is a way of life for some people. What do you do? Can't go through airport security with any kind of significant blade. Maybe a pocket knife. What do you do? They got fees for everything. Checking your bag nowadays. $25 each way. That's the only real way to carry anything. You can carry some basic stuff in your backpack. But if you need something for self-defense, what's that going to look like? Home sweet home. So if you're a business traveler, what do you do? You need a good get-home bag. If you're geographically separated, what do? You got to have contingency plans. You got to think about it before you leave as to what you're going to do. I got a couple suggestions. We'll go over them in just a minute. Fortunately for me, I check my bag when I travel because my company is paying for it. So I do have the luxury of bringing along a few essential items. Alright, enough for the dramatization. I've got my Gerber icon, that's my everyday carry. I take that everywhere. Streamlight Pro, always take that. Always good to have a light. Kershaw, is a little $20 blade, got from Walmart. And it came in a little tactical pack with my tactical pin, which I've actually started carrying just about everywhere. Because according to our politicians, that's all you need for self-defense. So aside from this stuff, if you don't check your bag, then you can eliminate both of your blades. Now, I know that TSA just came out with something. I haven't done my research. I don't know what it says, but they're relaxing something about pocket knives or less than 3-inch blades. I'm not sure. I didn't want to take my chances, so I checked my bag. I'm doing it on company travel. They pay for it anyways, so I'm lucky in that aspect. If you check your bag, it allows you to carry a few more things that you normally wouldn't be able to carry if you don't check your bag. Always have at least one light. I have some redundancies, and then I have my little tactical pen as a last resort. At least something to hold in my hands as I'm striking. What else? A basic urban backpack. You could go with a number of different options. You could go with a real tactical looking backpack. I prefer, for an urban environment, something that's a little more inconspicuous. It doesn't necessarily look tactical. This has got a great handle on it to carry. It's got some really good shoulder straps as well. So overall, any backpack will work. Just gives you something to carry. I use this as my carry-on in the airplane as well. So I've got it packed full of stuff. But when you get to your location, there's a couple things you can do. If you have a good backpack like this, one of the first things I usually like to do, which I didn't do tonight because it's extremely late, but as I stop by a Walmart or a Target and I buy a few basic items. A box of power bars, some water purification tablets. That's another thing you can actually bring with you because there should be no reason why they can't go on the plane. I forgot. I also usually bring a life straw. I forgot that as well. This trip was kind of rushed. I didn't pack very well for it. But water purification is definitely a few things you can prepare for and take with you. I also bring a stainless steel water bottle. It's usually empty, which they'll let you through the gates with that. And then I fill it up as soon as I get through the gates. I fill it up at a water fountain. Stainless steel is always recommended because you can heat that and boil water in it to purify water if you needed to. So you can bring something like that, water purification tablets, a life straw. Those are all things you can put in your bag before you leave. A couple other things. that I usually pack. These are portable battery packs to charge phones and stuff with. I charge them all before I leave, so they got full charge. They got a USB connector, so whatever device you have that plugs in via USB, you could charge with this. I can usually get, this one right here is really good. I get about a whole full charge from my iPhone with this battery. I probably get 80% charges with these, maybe even more. It's been hit or miss with me, so they all work really well though. But I can charge my phone multiple times with these. So if I have a long duration of time that I'm without power, at least I'll be able to charge my phone. One of the other things to consider is they make backpacks that have solar panels and stuff built into them that you can use to charge devices. That might be something to consider. If you're traveling a lot, that'll at least give you the ability to keep your phone charged, and some basic USB devices charged. What else? Well, additional light sources is always good. So I've got this Black & Decker. I keep this in my travel bag, so it's not actually in my pocket. This is a good light, 70 lums. I've got this I put in my clothes bag. It's just a 18650 battery light, kind of like a tactical light. Extremely bright. And I always have some sort of little keychain light. Hook that onto a carabiner, onto your bag. Gives you some extra ability to hook things onto your bag, carry some additional weight and whatnot. Additionally, little compass. Extra batteries, a couple of them for the Streamlight, a couple of them for some other devices, and I always throw that into my suitcase. This is a ruggedized iPhone case that I use for mountain biking. It's completely waterproof, shock resistant. If something happened, I could pull this out, throw my phone in it to provide some extra protection just so it doesn't get damaged. So like I said, when I get to my location, wherever I'm traveling to, I usually have all this stuff with me, and then I usually try and stop by a Target or a Walmart, then I'll buy a box of power bars, throw them into my backpack. That's something you could easily bring with you, however it adds extra weight. So if you're not worried about it going home, then wait till you get there and then you can buy them, or you can throw them in your bag and carry those with you. A lighter, some waterproof matches. Those are additional things that I'll buy. That way if you need to start fire to purify water in your stainless steel water bottle, you can do that as well. Take a roll of toilet paper from the hotel. Throw it in your backpack. That way you've got some of that with you too. I know there's a ton of stuff that I'm missing. Actually, one of the things I meant to talk about in this video that I forgot to was paracord. I always have at least 2 paracord bracelets. These are 2 that I wear every day. You could easily take a paracord bracelet and hook it around the handle of your backpack. You could actually weave paracord into the handle of your backpack, or make a handle out of paracord for your backpack. Throw a couple extra bracelets into your suitcase, stuff like that. At least then you've got some cord with you. Another idea, tarps are really cheap and they're very, very thin. You could throw one in the bottom of your suitcase, and then when you get to your location, you put it into your backpack along with all your emergency prep items as a get-home bag. Your suitcase, if you're really conscious about it, you could try and find some sort of suitcase that has the ability to convert into a backpack, and that way you can throw that on your back, or one that's got a handle that you can kind of pull behind you, and then if you've got to ditch it, you have your backpack on you that's got all your emergency stuff in it. Your suitcase is just your extra clothes or whatnot. So speaking of extras, what kind of footwear do you have? Did you bring more than one pair of shoes? If you're a business guy and you're dressing up in suits, I wouldn't want to walk home, across multiple states to try and get home in a pair of business shoes. So I always carry a pair of running shoes with me. That way I can work out if I want to. Treadmills at the hotel, or walking outside, running outside. My business shoes that I take on business trips are usually some sort of business casual shoe. I'm going to pull one off just to show you. That has some sort of rubber sole. Provide a little bit extra cushion so you don't have to worry about your feet as much. All things to think about, things to consider. I know I've left a ton of stuff out, so leave it in the comments below. What would you do if you have to travel for business? Do you travel a lot? If you travel a lot, this is something that you really should have a plan for. What happens if an event happens, whatever that might be, that strands you 2 or 3 states away or across the entire country from your family? What are you going to do? Do you have a get home plan for something like that? What would a plan like that look like? I don't know. Those are all good questions. I haven't completely thought it out. I have my own basic preparedness stuff and a concept of what I would do to get home, but without actually being in a situation like that, I don't know what I would do. I mean, I have theories, but you know, what do you do? All good questions. So this wasn't really a drive time, more like a travel time. I hope it gave you some things to think about, some ideas, whether you check your bag, whether you don't check your bag. Is that $25 each way? Because that'll be $50 depending on the airline you fly. Is that $50 worth the extra security to carry a couple knives with you, stuff like that? If you travel to a gun-friendly state, you could pack your gun. So, things to think about. Hope you all found it informative, got some good information out of it. Leave comments below, and take care, and I'll see you when I get home. God bless our military service members, past and present. Keep your powder dry, folks.